The fear of missing out. We've all experienced it before. Scared to miss an opportunity and watch it pass us by as we sit on the sidelines. In a world surrounded by social media and new opportunities every day, that fear grows more by the second. A lot of us want to be creators, but talented people never start due to that fear of being different. So how do we stop being scared? Fear is what stops most of us from doing what we want in life, threatening our livelihood or being judged for, well, just being you. It controls us, and when new offers arise, we often take them without fully understanding what's going to be happening within it. Even with the simplest things of playing games with friends, most of us don't want to miss out on that, and the fear of not being in the conversations, however irrelevant, is brutal to us. I've spent the last 3 years trying to overcome a lot of my fears, and as I have done so, new fears have become apparent to me, and they have been more and more challenging each time. One of my biggest fears back in high school was being judged for who I actually was, so I altered my personality to fit in with the crowd, successfully doing so. I was shielding my fear of being judged for who I was because that was how I believed the best way to survive within that time was. I got comfortable being that person, shielding all the fears that I had from my actual personality, and it worked for a very long time. But as I left high school, I decided that I wanted to make a change in my life and finally try to accept me for just being me, my flaws and everything that comes with who I actually am. And although the journey was long and there was a lot of bumps in the road, I would choose in an instant to do it over and over again, to be where I am at today. One fear that many face is becoming a content creator. We see influencers every day earning money, doing what they love, and we become jealous. How can they do what they do without being scared of judgment? From being one and taking that step, I know how it feels to be judged for what you're passionate about and doing what you want to do. It's terrifying to say the least. But as Jim Carrey said, you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. See, being a content creator is no different to any other passion that you might have. It is purely based on social norms that you wanting to become a football player is more accepted than you wanting to do YouTube videos. I didn't tell people that I'd done this for a year because I knew the backlash that it would get when I'd first started, because everyone who'd find out would think about the success or the money I've made or literally anything to nitpick at what I was doing. What these people with the closed minds don't realise is that literally anything you do is not going to be an overnight success. Things like this take time and dedication before you even see a glimpse of what you want to see, and often they won't realise that. The people who you are afraid of finding out that you want to start doing content creation or that you are doing content creation are the ones you really don't want to have in your life. They will only ever want to bring you down, and my suggestion is to take a hard look at who you're actually surrounding yourself with right now. You have no idea the power of surrounding yourself with the right people, and I used to be one of those who didn't really believe that statement. I used to think that we had the decisions to make that. You know, we could be that positive person, we could work hard for what we believe in, and we can do it by ourselves, even if we're surrounded by toxic and negative people. Although you can do this, and you can follow that path, surrounding yourself with the right people who are motivated and driven whilst you're creating content and trying to better yourself are going to help you tenfold than those people would ever do. Back when I first started this, I was very fearful that someone who I knew from my personal life would find out what I was doing. I would make up these external situations that have never happened in order to keep me in my place of creating content but never pushing too far outside that comfort zone so they would not find me. I know saying that has hit home with a lot of you. I think we were all fearful at one point, and even to this day still make up external situations that will never happen and are only in our minds to keep us where we are right now, instead of going to a place we actually want to be. But the most important thing to think about is when you look back on your life, are you wanting to be grateful for all the opportunities you took and the steps you have taken outside of that comfort zone, or being completely fearful of what everyone else has to say? Overcoming the fear of starting to create content is a journey in itself. You have to accept that not everyone is going to like you. The path is going to be bumpy and the road unclear at some points. However, I ask you to write down why you want to be a content creator, using the method that I've talked about and the why to create content video that I'll leave down in the description and up above. Every time that you find yourself going into that place of being fearful of what others have to say for the content you're trying to push, read that again and let that hunger to succeed take over. What finally allowed my fear of being different to disperse was realizing that nobody actually cares that much about your life. As dark as that sounds, it's true. We live in a self-absorbed world where you will be thought of by someone for 2 seconds and then will move on with their life. If people are stuck on you, it clearly shows a form of jealousy towards you being able to accept yourself for who you are. Sympathize with these people because they are hurting, and it is a shame to see them lash out on others for being unhappy with themselves. Learn to understand that fear is merely a psychological reaction to feeling threatened. We are scared to be judged for everything that we do and so much more. However, once we take charge and say enough is enough and actually try to make a difference in our life without the fear of being judged by others and starting to create content, nothing will get in our way. We get one shot at this, one shot at life itself. So why waste it being scared and fearful about what other people think and what we do? We talked about it earlier on, and that not many people actually care about how you are perceived or how you go about doing things. Focus on yourself. You might not like content creation, and that's fine. It might not be for you. But how will you ever understand what you're meant to do or what you enjoy to do if you never give it a shot in the first place? Simple answer is you won't. I spent a year not telling anyone what I was doing. A few people knew, but for the most part it was just me and the content I was trying to create. No external factors stopping me from creating what I do. Now, you don't have to go in the same path that I done, but I would recommend that if you are to start on your own terms. You don't need to tell everyone. No one needs to know every single detail of your life. Work hard on your content and work hard for what you believe in, because you will slowly start to build that confidence in yourself. And when the time does come where people question what you're doing and want to learn a little bit more about it, you will be a person you want to be perceived as, not an alternate personality that you have created to fit in with the crowd. Take the time to see if this is something you want to do. And don't let anyone ever tell you what you can't succeed in. Have a fantastic day.